life, the great legacy of Rabbi Aryeh Zatzal is the all-encompassing level of his understanding of the world. So many people in this world have expertise in a particular area, and they focus exclusively on that area. I'm not minimizing their greatness, but it's a certain kind of localized understanding. From the writings, from the teachings, from the shiurim, from the life, Rabbi Kaplan was able to somehow bring together worlds that so many other people understood to be so separated from each other. In some people's minds, what does the world of physics, what does the world of science have to do with an analysis of Kabbalah, of Hasidut? And if you read the writings of Rabbi Aryeh, you see how it wasn't that each discipline was separate. With a great mind that he was blessed with and that he developed with so much effort and energy, dedication and prayer and meditation, Rav Kaplan was able to teach us how to bring together everything, bring together all of the elements of Torah, all the elements of the world, not a contradiction to each other, but as complementary to each other. You know, the great people of our nation are connected to the ladder of Yaakov, which somehow is very much grounded on earth, very much reaching heavenward. Sulam mutzav arza, rosho magia hashamayma. The very burial place of so many of those great people was in a place called Machpelah, which has the indication of understanding two levels, kefel, understanding two different dimensions, not as opposing each other, but as being brought together. Even the name of the city of those great patriarchs and matriarchs is Hebron, which is connected to the concept of bringing together, of chibur. I'm amazed every time I opened up last night, Sipurei Ma'asiyot, that Rav Kaplan translated for us and for the world of Breslov. And I had someone in my house who's quite learned in Breslov writings, and he told me, you don't understand, this wasn't just a translation. This wasn't just a translation. He says, if you read the notes, you see this was never done. This was never, Rav Nachman's writings were around for a very long time. Not only did he translate it into English, but if you read the scope of the analysis of the Kabbalistic, you know, in Masiyot, in Breslov, they know that this is considered to be like one of the most prominent writings of Rav Nachman. You know, some people read it like stories, you know, the storybook, you know, this story, that story, and of course it's understood in Breslov and Hasidic literature to be so much more telling, and the greatness of the people. Excuse me. Rav Kaplan writes in his introduction that these stories had an impact on Jews and non-Jews, Jews and non-Jews, and he writes there in the notes. I was trying to study it a little bit last night. Lilui Haneshama. Wow, what a breadth of expression, you know. How can the person who's writing guidebooks for helping people who have nothing to do with Jewish practice, right? NCSY handbooks for introduction to basic Judaism. Also writing a book on the deepest books of Kabbalah. How can it be? Like, how does the person go from one level to the next? The people that are generally involved with Sefer Yetzirah, for instance, one of the major works of Kabbalah, what do they have? What kind of language? What kind of modality of language do they have with people who are searching or looking? And this is the greatness of great people generally, and of Rav Aryeh specifically. Those of us who are privileged to hear his teachings, to learn his teachings, to continue to try to study his teachings. This is the greatness of an outstanding human being who understood. Rav Hirsch, I believe, says, Torah Hashem Timimah. I think it's chapter 19 of Psalms. Torah Hashem Timimah Mishivat Nefesh. generally translated as the Torah of God, restores the soul, Meshivat Nafesh. Rav Hirsch learns that Meshivat Nafesh means that each soul has questions. From the word She'elah Uteshuva, Meshivat Nafesh. And if you're looking for answers, then you have to connect the Torah Hashem Tmimah to the totality of Torah. The problem is that there aren't many people, very few people who have the Torah Hashem Tmimah. They have sections of Torah, but they don't have the Tmimah level. They don't have the all-encompassing level. And I believe that the great Niftar, in the name of Am Yisrael, we all miss, and we all long, and we all each year, I think, understand on deeper and deeper levels how much we really need Rabbi Aryeh to guide us and to teach us. His Torah Hashem Tmimah Meshivat Nafesh. People looking for answers. So there are many people who couldn't answer their questions because they don't have that all-encompassing level. But Baruch Hashem, our generation was blessed, and those of us who are Talmidim and Talmidot continue to be blessed with that all-encompassing level. I would just like to say that at the end of Kohelet was considered the wisest of men. According to tradition, it's King Solomon. Anyone who knew Rav Aryeh, I heard this so many times from people that knew him well. Maureen told me, other people, he was a brilliant person, a brilliant, but he was able to have a way of speaking to anyone, to everyone. People came over to him, so there are some great scholars. I'm not minimizing their great philosophers, great professors. Yeah, you want to talk to me about advanced questions? I know how to talk to you, but I don't know how to speak to a person who's beginning their pathway. The end of Kohelet, it says, V'yoter shahaya Kohelet chacham od limadat et ha'am v'izein v'chiker v'tikein mishalim harbe. Usually translated as in addition to the fact that Kohelet was so wise, was the fact that he was able to teach the masses. He understood, he listened, Izain, Chiker. He investigated, what do the people need? Tikein mishalim harbe. He set up many parables of what people can't understand on an abstract level. That's the greatness of Kohelet. I heard from my father, Zichron Olav, V'yoter could mean not just an addition, greater than the fact. Yoter Shahya Kohelet, greater than the fact that Kohelet was so smart, was that he was able to talk to everyone. Rav Kaplan's writings, Rav Kaplan's teachings can go from the beginning student to the most advanced Torah sage in the world. We pray for his neshama today and for the blessing to his entire mishpacha, to all of his talmidim and all of his talmidot. And we hope that his influence shall grow on levels beyond any of our expectations, that his writings should be continuously revived and studied. We hope that there will be no Askara next year. There will be Tchiyat HaVeitim way before next Yahrtzeit. Rav Kaplan himself will address us. He's a Rabbi.
You don't want to be recorded?